So here we are with the lineup for the last race of this session, the third of 4 final days, the men's single sculls. Lassi Karonen, much improved this season from Sweden in lane 1. The two-time Olympic champion Olaf Tufte, Norway, in lane 2. Mahed Drysdale for New Zealand, world silver medalist, 4-time world champion in lane 3. Alan Campbell won his semi-final in good style for Great Britain, world bronze medalist in 2010. And here he is, the defending world champion, racing from lane 5, Ondřej Žunek of the Czech Republic. And finally, he's been around the scene since 1999, sorry. Marcel Hacke of Germany, world champion in 2002, silver medalist in 2006. Also became a father last year, as most of them are. He's not the oldest athlete on this in this event. Karonen and Tufte both being 35 years old. These 6 scullers know each other so well, not only, of course, on the water, also off the water, but on the water they know each other so well. So this is all about tactics, psychology, who does which move when. Back injury, back surgery 6 weeks ago for Marcel Hacke.
He's been fairly conservative thus far in the regatta, but everyone expects him to open it up in the final.
And he's got this precious outside lane to maybe slip by unnoticed. Some people have managed to do that, but of course not unnoticed. They're all, as I said, know each other so well. What can the two-time Olympic champion 2004 and 8 Olaf Tufte do? He had some problems earlier this year and also into this regatta, and then did a very good final sprint in the semi-final to finish second there. That's why he's on lane 2. And the starter is calling the scullers over for the last time today in the final series.
There's no real gauge from the semifinal in this boat, since there was a certain amount of shutting down before the finish line once the qualification was secured. But Alan Campbell, everyone will count on being the first man off the line, and there he is.
He had an incredibly fast second 500 also yesterday in the semi-final, establishing a big lead at the halfway mark and also maintaining that lead until 1500, and then the others closed in a little bit, but he came through, and let's see what he can do, how his form is. He likes tailwind conditions actually, so that might be whether he scored a silver medal in the Poznan World Rowing Championships 2 years ago, where we also had tailwind conditions, quite a lot of that too.
Scenic's progress to the final was not as smooth. He just made it into the semi. Some people thought he was, you know, just toying around a little bit, but it was very tight. It was only a second, so a little too close for comfort. And also not in a center lane as a result. He was second in that semifinal behind Alan Campbell.
That's Alan Campbell, 28 years old. For Great Britain, he's been in the singles since 2006, where he also made the final already at the Eton World Rowing Championships. And here he sits half a length up on the reigning world champion, Ondřej Žunek, the Olympic silver medalist behind Olaf Tufte. And the bow number 3 belongs to Mahed Drysdale of New Zealand in 3rd place at the 500-meter mark. Sweden also there with Lassi Karonen just a length down.
Drysdale had a back injury that really plagued him last year, so he was pretty satisfied with his performance last year and not winning the World Championships, but he says that he is definitely here this time to win. He feels good. Unfortunately, he was struck by a car just a week ago right here at the course while doing a training ride. He rode earlier in the week with a bandage on his elbow. He says he's fine. We asked him what the car looked like, and Lassi Kärnän said, "I'm sure it's in the shop."
All right. This is Alan Campbell trying to build on his lead over Drysdale, but I'm sure that Maya will have some objections to that, and let's see what happens if Alan Campbell is not very far ahead at the halfway mark. It's a very tight-knit field indeed, with Zünek there, with Tufte there. Tufte not coming from far behind this time, not letting the others move away this time. Also Kärnän just a length down, so this is excellent work here. It's Tufte 2 lengths down on Campbell at this point. This is not much by Olaf standards.
Scenic at 34 strokes a minute in lane 5, bottom of the screen. He looks very controlled and relaxed, so certainly I would expect we're going to see another gear from the world champion. Drysdale, this is classic textbook Drysdale rowing. Lots of swing with that body, leaning into the bow and getting that little extra push in the final inches of the stroke. It is still Alan Campbell, just a few inches in front of Ondrej Scenic, and then Mahi Drysdale, more than 2 seconds back now to Kärnän and the rest of the field.
So it's a trio now establishing themselves at the head of the field, with Campbell still slightly in the lead with the highest stroke rate of that trio as well, but Mai is closing in fast, as is Zünek. Mai Drysdale closing in on the defending world champion, just a meter separating all 3 scullers as we had this last side angle view, and it's still the same. So they're racing alongside each other, and now it's Zünek trying to go through.
Campbell's face a mask of pain as the challenge arises on either side of him. He is capable of continuing to keep that rating up, but he can feel the sheer mass and force on either side from both Mahi Drysdale and Ondrej Scenic.
So now the battle's on for gold, silver and bronze. Can Campbell do something special here, or will it once more be the battle between Mahi Drysdale, the 4-time world champion and Olympic bronze medalist, and the defending world champion Ondrej Scenic, who has won a medal every year since 2005. So he's back here once more to win a medal, and that was the look to the left from Mahi Drysdale. He sees that Zünek also is there, but Mahi now tries to come through as well, and it's a slight lead for the New Zealand sculler ahead of Zünek of the Czech Republic, with 60 strokes only remaining in this final race of this morning, of this final AC section here, and it's Drysdale leading Zünek by just 0.7 of a second at 1500 meter.
And that was planned. 10 strokes before the 1500 meter mark, Drysdale just jacked the rating up 2 to 3 beats there. Will Scenic respond? Scenic has shortened up his slide a little bit. That never seems to hurt him. If anything, it's a little bit of a weapon. He sits up a little bit and he has no problem taking the stroke rate up, but Drysdale is really pouring it on now. He is really putting it into that massive leg drive and body swing. Eyes dead ahead with the focus. This is a dead run to the finish line.
No side glance at this point. There he is, Ondrej Scenic, looking to the right and seeing the stern of the boat of Mahi Drysdale with 250 to go. The last 28 strokes for Mahi Drysdale. Can he win another gold? It will be his 5th gold medal, and the first since 2009. Here is Zünek challenging Drysdale once more. It's 150 meters to the finish line, and Drysdale upping his rate another notch. Zünek there as well, and now Zünek displays even more power to the blade. Each stroke is coming closer and closer. It's just half a canvas for Zünek. One more side glance for Zünek to Drysdale, but Drysdale still in the lead with 50 meters to go. Drysdale now half a length up on Zünek, and even opening up the final sprint with a 42. Drysdale on the way to the finish line, just 5, 4, 3, 2 strokes to the line, and Drysdale wins his 5th gold medal ahead of defending world champion Zünek, now silver medalist, and Campbell scores the bronze ahead of Hacker, who has done a fine final sprint to beat Kärnän for 4th place, Kärnän 5th, and then it's Olaf Tufte paddling it out, leaving the others to go. Olaf Tufte of Norway in 6th place. Celebrating, and rightly so, after a perfect race in 6:40.05 This is just 7 seconds above the world best time on this not so warm lake set. Well, Poznan was warmer and more windy 2 years ago, so the standard has moved up another notch as well. Maher Drysdale drying his hands before the race, and now it's his with a 5th gold medal in the men's single sculls. Well, here's the confirmation of a fantastic race's result. Maher Drysdale wins the gold, Andre Junek silver, Alan Campbell bronze, Hacker is 4th, and then it's